I'm Dan Mccomb. I'm an instructor here at SFI, although I don't think of myself as an instructor because really what I do is I have my own small production company here in Seattle, and I make films for my clients mostly and my personal projects. And a couple of years ago, I got an opportunity to help out after someone who was teaching classes here wasn't available, and they asked me to come in and teach a class. So I did. I really enjoyed it. I make films about people who are facing huge health catastrophes in their life. For example, I made a film about a guy who had a heart transplant that saved his life. Also that client UW Medicine could use that story to raise more money so they could continue doing more research and saving more lives. I feel for those people. I identify with them. To me, it's so much more interesting to work on that kind of project. Journalism is like a license to be curious. I had the opportunity, or the curse, I guess, of being tasked with covering some pretty tragic events, like for example, a high school shooting that happened in Moses Lake. As a photojournalist, I was trained to understand optics and lenses and cameras to some degree for still photography. And they share the same foundation in motion picture. If you understand what a 50mm lens is for a still camera, it's very much the same for a motion picture camera, but it's deceptively the same because underneath it all, there's that dimension of motion. Whereas with still photography, your whole goal is to capture a moment. And basically the whole event should be captured in one frame, and that should tell the story. But with motion picture, you're never trying to capture the essence of an event in one frame. What you're doing with motion picture is you're trying to layer up the meaning between shots, right? So one shot could be an establishing shot, followed by a medium shot that introduces you to a character, followed by a close-up in which some dialogue happens, and the meaning is layered up through those shots connected together. While photojournalism is an excellent foundation in just understanding cameras to some degree, I found that in some ways when I started doing motion picture, I had to almost unlearn some of the things and have beginner mind all over again, and just learn about how meaning can be created with motion versus with a still frame. In filmmaking, I think we sometimes use awards to just establish our credibility quickly with people who don't know our work. So having never worked in TV, I didn't really have an opportunity to win an Emmy. Emmys are awarded in the television industry. I did some personal project work back in around 2012, 2013, and a television show on public TV, KCTS Channel 9 here in Seattle, invited me to screen that on a TV show here in Seattle. And so they screened my work there, and then someone from the station nominated that work for an Emmy. That's kind of how that process works. They take a look at what they think their strongest work that has aired on the air during the year was, and if they think it's among their strongest work, they'll nominate that to the Emmy Awards for this region. And so that's how I was able to have the opportunity of being nominated for an Emmy, even though I didn't actually work in TV. Kind of an unusual path.
When you first started getting into filmmaking, do you have any moments where you feel like this is challenging for me?
All the time, yeah. When I first got into filmmaking, the first thing I had to figure out was how to unlearn all my still photography experience and learn how I could tell a story with motion picture by layering up meaning over time. And believe it or not, that was actually kind of a hard transition for me because I was so used to trying to get everything in the same frame. It started with the idea that what I wanted to do was leave people with a feeling. I think film is an emotional medium. You can hear things with motion picture that make you feel. They say the dialogue is what makes you the dialogue tells you what to think, and the music tells you what to feel. So together with the visuals, the music, the dialogue, I love that we can create an emotional experience for the audience.